وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. تفضل.
أخباركم؟
اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما.
الدكتور حمد لي فيك كثير.
أنا بديت في الدرس ففي عندنا ناس على الفيسبوك فبنسجل كمان إن شاء الله. أهلا وسهلا. ما شاء الله. We have some followers on Facebook. I'm going to talk in English, but if you need anything in Arabic, I will quite happy to. So we started again Quran, the meaning of the Quran, and now we are in verse 27 of Surah Al-Baqarah. And أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون. So how can you reject the faith of and the belief in Allah Azza wa Jal? Takfurun is more than cover up, than actually totally denying, covering up the facts. And you were dead and he gave you life, and you became dead again, and then, or you will become dead again, and then he will give you life again, and then you will return to him. Now my question, why he says we were dead at the beginning, or what death means?
In that context.
Yeah?
Sleep.
Asleep. When you are asleep, are you dead?
No, you're partially dead. In that context, he brings you back to life.
When before Allah created us, were we alive?
We were not existing, so we were practically dead.
There's another ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla, they will say, أَمَتَّنَا اثْنَتَيْنِ وَأَحْيَيْتَنَا اثْنَتَيْنِ. You made us die twice, and we gave us life back twice again. So he's still again saying there were two deaths. So back to Al-Baqarah, there's two deaths as well.
Because you got, we die now, whenever you die, then يبعث حيا. It's يوم القيامة.
I'm not questioning the two lives and one death. I'm questioning why two deaths. So what he means depends on what he means by the death. Non-existence?
Non-existent, then end of life, and then on the day of judgment.
So you were not in existence, you were dead.
Yeah, and then you become life, then you end of life, you die, then you go to life again on the day of judgment.
Yeah. So for Allah Azza wa Jal, time is not in the equation. Allah Azza wa Jal was there before time and before space. And Allah created time and created space and created movement. When the movement started, time started clocking. So there's one thing which is the question, Talha and Tamina, why Allah Azza wa Jal said كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا, that we were dead, and he gave us life, and then he will make us dead, and then he will give us life again. Why there's two lives? There's another ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal said قالوا ربنا أمتنا اثنتين, we were dead twice, and you gave us life again. You gave us life twice. فاعترفنا بذنوبنا. This is a day of judgment, they will say. We admit that we made sins, and so can we get out? Can they will say, can they get out of hell? I'll bring you another ayah. Allah Azza wa Jal said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله ورسوله إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. Make it more complicated for you. يحييكم.
Is it Allah created our souls, so He brought us to life with our soul, and then when we were born in this dunya,
We'll get استجيبوا.
reborn again, so we're born twice. And then
What's the first death? Non-existence.
how can you die if you didn't exist?
That's the question. Is dying
إذا دعاكم. I'm not getting the ayah. Yeah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. We're already alive. What's that? Where, why, what sort of life now you're talking about?
maybe when heart open to Islam.
Yes, yeah. يحييكم, we bring you back to life. You really become aware of Allah Azza wa Jal. The help from Allah Azza wa Jal will be the real life. You're getting the help from Allah. So it's not like you getting the life you think about. يحييكم. Yeah. And if you go to ميت, أفمن كانوا وجعلنا له نورا يمشي به بالناس. نورا.
Because you see, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يحول بينكم وبين قلبك. يعني there is
يحول بين المرء وقلبه.
يعني this is
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
أو من كان ميتا again. That's another ayah. أو من كان ميتا فأحييناه وجعلنا له نورا يمشي به في الناس كمن مثله في الظلمات ليس بخارج منها كذلك زين للكافرين ما كانوا يعملون. So can he who was dead, to whom we gave life and a light whereby he can walk amongst men, be like him who is in the depth of darkness from which he can never come out? So the summary is, dead could be that non-existent was dead. Spiritually we're alive. Allah created all the spirits at one go, and they were without a body, and the body was dead, which is the atoms in the earth, and is not in use by him. When your body is dead, your body is in the grave, but you can't use it. It's a body in existence in the grave, but you can't use it. So the Prophet ﷺ said, when he talked to the people, the dead people in Badr, he said to them, هل وجدتم موعدكم ربكم حقا إني وجدت موعدني ربي حقا. Have you discovered what Allah promised you was true or not? Because I found what Allah promised me was true. And they said to him, are they able to hear you? He said, yes, they are. You are not better hearing than them, but they cannot talk. So what that means?
Yeah, this is the barzakh. This is when.
So they can hear in the barzakh.
Yeah.
As in on the spirits.
وقدمنا السمع على الأبصار. It means he can listen, but he can't talk.
He can listen as a spirit.
Yeah, spirit.
I'll ask you another question to link it to it. What wakes you up? What makes you wake up? Obviously, touching you will make you wake up. And what else?
When the spirit comes back, comes back to the body.
Noise, sound, yeah. So is the sound heard by the spirit or the body?
Spirit.
Seems spirit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like the sound is heard by the spirit, and the spirit woke the body. Because between you hearing the sound and waking up, there's a split second. I don't know about you, but when my alarm clock goes on, I see in my dream the alarm clock. I interpret differently. Then the alarm clock carries on, then I realize it's actually the time to get up. While if you are given anesthetic, and you are asleep, what wakes you up? Who? Time. If you stop now, anesthetic, because you are paralyzing the body from answering the spirit. The spirit is there, but can't use the body, and the body in the grave, and you can't use the body. So going back to suratul Al-Baqarah, أمتنا اثنتين وأحييتنا اثنتين. It could be multiple meaning. It could be that we were non-existence. Allah gave us the life, gave us the body, and the soul entered the body, became alive. So we were dead, became alive, and then we die again, and then brought back the day of judgment again, and we return back to Allah Azza wa Jal. Or could be that we were born dead. How you born dead? Have no knowledge. You are ummi. You know nothing at all, which will be coming in later in the tafsir when Allah taught Adam the name of things. So كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم, gave you life, ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم. So it could be the first death could be non-existence, or the first death when you had no knowledge. And then Allah brought you back to life by teaching you name of things and how to survive. And the real life when you respond to Allah and His Messenger, when they call you to obey Allah and obey His Messenger. This is why Allah Azza wa Jal, the Prophet ﷺ came to the mosque and he called one of the Sahaba and he was praying. And he called him again. So he thought, shall I break the prayer and answer the Prophet, or shall I carry on praying? So when he finished, the Prophet ﷺ said to him, why when I called you, you didn't answer? He said to him, I was praying, O Messenger of Allah. He said to him, have you not heard Allah saying, استجيبوا لله ورسوله إذا ما دعاكم, the ayah which we have just read, دعاكم لما يحييكم. So didn't Allah say that, يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله? So he should have broke his prayer and went and answered the Prophet ﷺ. Because an order from Allah. It's an order from Allah. If the Prophet called you, obviously, when it is usually sometime when you are teenager or you are young and your mom calls you or your dad, they don't usually want you to break your prayer. But if you are doing sunnah, you might break the sunnah and go. The beauty of praying together in the house, that we all together praying, so nobody unaware that somebody else is praying. So this is استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. I'm already alive, but that's not life. Like we have a comedy in Syria, somebody called Husni Borazan, and he was talking about a lie. They want to bring a lie each in the meeting. So he said, I was in the jungle, and then a lion came and attacked me, and I was wrestling with the lion. I lost the battle, and the lion ate me. And they said, that's a big lie. How you eaten by the lion and you're still alive? He said, is this a life? Is this a life? We're living under, the system in Syria. So that's not a life. And so this is why. So استجابوا لما يحييكم استجيبوا لله ورسوله. So your response to the Quran and Sunnah and the message of Allah give you life. That's what makes you really life and alive. And you look into the more the closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, the more you look into people. I mean, they're fighting for rubbish and nothing. One of the things we were going to train you in the Sufism, and I found it's going to be difficult, is to train you about zuhud. So wara', you make sure what you take is halal, and zuhud, you only eat what make you alive, survive. So zuhud is so turned off the life, and we mentioned the Prophet ﷺ when he gave the few dates and few knots of gold with it. So it's the same. You need 4 dates. I have only 3 dates, and this is a nugget of gold for the 4th. Yeah, just to keep you alive. So إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم, and the computer hasn't been quick today. هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا. هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن 7 سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who created all that's on earth, what we need on earth. So we didn't come to earth and, sorry, salt missing. Come back, Allah Azza wa Jalla created the salt. Or He created the earth and then uh, the pepper missing, or pepper missing, or the zinc missing, or aluminium missing, or some plants missing. I mean, one of the things, I mean, the scorpion, the Amazon snake, um, if you're bitten by it, you're dead in no time. Because what happened? How it kills you? Anybody knows? Amazon.
Suffocation. It's very hard. Suffocation.
Not suffocation, no.
It's very hard. Blood.
Slow, not your heart. Slow, not your blood. Drop your blood pressure.
Pressure, yeah.
Drop your blood pressure to near zero and you're dead. And then they discovered that small amount of that reduced the blood pressure, which is generated by the gland over the kidneys, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, secrete things. No other drug stop it, but they found that small amount. So they start rearing these Amazon snakes, and they get them into a jar with the plastic, and they punch the plastic, drop all this poison, and they sell you this bottle with 30 pounds, 40 pounds. So Allah created that Amazon for some of us to one day discover that, oh, this is why Allah created this. فَسَوَّاهُنَّ خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. So you didn't come to earth and you need anything at all from Mars or Jupiter or Moon or anywhere. ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. Now this gives you that Allah Azza wa Jal created the earth and went back to form the seven heavens. Because one of the problems with the astronomers that the earth is 5,000 billion years age and the universe 13.7. They don't see the earth created at the same time like the rest of the universe. Now the Beit telescope, have you seen the images came from it? What's the images shows? A lot of parts of the galaxies that are still gas. They're still dust, isn't it? They're still dust and gas. So here, ثم استمع إلى السماء وهي دخان وقال لها وللأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا أتينا طائعين. So this ayah, ثم استوى إلى السماء فقال لها ثم استوى إلى السماء, and Sama, so after he finished the earth, he went back again because he created heaven and earth together, and they were smoke, in a smoke form. So he started the formation on earth, shaping the earth, and then went back to heaven, وهي دخان, and it was still smoke. And he said to it, to enter the earth, come willingly or unwillingly. They say we are coming willingly. So that the earth was made and the heaven still smoke. So that's one of the things when you follow astronomy, you clash. This is the clash. This is still unsolved. But the pictures coming now from the Beit telescope showing a lot of galaxies is still at the dust level. So this needs really more studying. Still some of the universe still not formed and still in the process of becoming, planets and things. And in Surah Fussilat, if you go to Surah Fussilat, the teaching is not to go through page by page, it's to go throughout the Quran and come back. So if we get Surah Fussilat, which Surah Fussilat?
11.
Fussilat.
Yeah. 40.
Yeah, 41.
41.
Yeah, thank you, Jazakallah khair. فصلناه بشيء زين قالوا قلوبنا غلف الذين قل أئنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا ذلك رب العالمين. So created the earth in 2 days وجعل فيها رواسي ومن فوقها وبارك فيها وقدر فيها أقواتها in 4 days. So 2 days it was like still hot and boiling and still in the process of forming.
Under construction.
Yeah, under construction, you know, and the foundation is built. And then for 4 days, he created all the vegetations, and he brought the water from inside the earth, and created all the animal kingdom, first the water, and then the vegetation, then the animals. And the Prophet ﷺ said that we are created the last day of the 6 days, and the last hour of Friday. So Adam created the last hour of Friday. So you have 6 days, and the last hour Adam created. And فسواهن في أربعة أيام سواء. So the earth took 2 days in the formation as a raw material, and then 4 days the process of creating all the vegetation. And remember, Allah doesn't go here and there. Allah doesn't travel. Allah doesn't. He's there in the universe before He created the universe, and He's still where He was. So He's doing things at the same time in all the places. But He told us the process of things. And then He said, فَقَضَاهُنَّ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ وَأَوْحَى فِي كُلِّ سَمَاءٍ أَمْرَهَا وَزَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيا بِمَصَابِيحَ. So all these galaxies we see in our heaven are in our heaven. It's not, we're not to the first heaven yet. So the earth heaven is this one with all the galaxies and all the stars, and those it took 2 days of كل سماء أمرها. So all in total were 6 days. So it took 6 days and 4 for the earth, 6 days, 2 days in the raw process, and 4 days when the creation of vegetation and animals carried on. So you go back to suratul Al-Baqarah. Yeah. Now. فسواهن سبع سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم. So the samawat, we don't know it. The samawat, as we are told, Prophet Muhammad told us in Mi'raj that he was knocking the door of the sama, of the heaven, the first heaven, and he met Adam, and he knocked the second door, and he met you, Isa and Yahya, the third door, and the fourth door, and so on and so forth. And then he saw Musa in the 6 heavens, and Ibrahim in the 7 heavens. So and every heaven he used to knock a door. Jibreel knock a door. So it's something structured in a way. فسواهن وبكل شيء عليم. So there is a lot of talk about خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء. Because people who put Allah in a body, they have difficulty with the words. Because استوى, he's a body, and then he went there, and then he came here. You would have difficulty. Allah is nothing like Him. ليس كمثله شيء, nothing like to Him, and nothing above Him, nothing under Him, nothing beside Him, nothing behind Him, nothing in the front of Him. He is there, He was there before the creation, and pop, this created, this created, this created. There's this in front of this above this, but nothing you can say above Allah or under Allah. And try to take out of your mind that Allah has a body sitting somewhere. And that's Christianity. Christianity, Allah sitting on the throne, on His right hand is Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, and they start all the fairy told, story. فسواهن. There's a lot of writing on this in the tafsir, believe me, when I was reading the tafsir. And then the story of creating Adam started. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا وتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة. So Allah was talking to His angels, and obviously angels in His presence. There's angels everywhere, and angels who go to the throne, never come back. The angels go to the Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, never come out of there. So so many angels Allah created. But al-Mala al-A'la, that's mentioned in the Quran, al-Mala al-A'la, the angels Allah chosen to talk to them and His assembly. Like, من ذكرني في نفسه ذكرته في نفسي وإن ذكرني في ملأ ذكرته في ملأ خير من ملئه. Mala means the people who fill the eye. You admire, oh, yeah, that's really great. Mala. Al-Mala al-A'la, the highest people who can, when you look at them, it's like many people, I mean, when you go to see, I saw President Hafez Assad once. He was coming out of the reception room going to his car. And I was like, around 2 meters, 3 meters from him. But that's, for me, it wasn't like, I saw somebody really, real majesty. It didn't feel like, but some people actually get shocked. They can't even talk. They see somebody important, like pop star or some, something, the prime minister walk in. And I was once, there's somebody called Mustafa Sibai. He was the head of Muslim Brotherhood in Syria. He was famous at that time in the 50s and early 60s. And I know there were clash between him and the government. And then he went, I think, to Germany. And I don't know what happened to him. I don't know whether he's still alive or not. Then I went to Saudi for years. I came here and spent 5 years in Lincoln. Then went 8 years in North Wales. In North Wales, I met a doctor, a Syrian doctor called, he came to our house and, came to know him. I said, Muhammad Sbai. I said, are you related to Mustafa Sbai? He said, yeah, he's my brother. Then I was frozen a bit. He said, what happened to you? I said, oh, no, nothing. I never thought I would meet the brother of this guy. It's in Syria, if they know that you met Mustafa Sibai and there's a picture of both of you, you'll be dead. It's not a joke. Muslim Brotherhood, there's a law in Syria in 1980 passed by Hafez Assad to execute all the members of Muslim Brotherhood. So if you are pictures one of them, because there's no record, they can't come and say, oh, this is the record of this party, bring them all to execution. But everybody can get, like at that time became like very dangerous, because if you want to get rid of your partner in business and get the money, you accuse him he's Muslim Brotherhood, and he get arrested, and you might or might not see him again. So, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. I'm going to create Khalifa. Now, Khalifa have a lot of meaning in the Quran, and خلف من بعدهم خلف. If we search according to the Masdar, search by the root, yeah. If we put Khalifa by the root, we have to go all these. Need to know the alphabet first. Yeah, wouldn't take the word Khalifa. Yeah, that's what I did. He erased it. So if you search Khalafa and see what Khalifa means, الذين هم فيهم مختلفون. There's dispute, disagreement. So Khalafa يخلفوا مختلف, they are different things. Yeah. إني لفي قول مختلف. إنكم لفي قول مختلف. You're saying something different. Everybody's saying something different. اختلفوا again the same. اختلفوا يختلفون. اختلفوا يخلفون. لو نشاء لجعلنا منكم ملائكة في الأرض ملائكة في الأرض يخلفون. يخلفون here what? What's the meaning? Is succeed each other. So they will be probably, assumably they will die and they will be replaced. Or there will be democratic election and replace each other. مختلفين again disagreement. فخلف من بعدهم خلف أضاعوا الصلاة. Now again here the khalaf من بعدهم خلف followed by a different group who messed with the salah and they didn't keep the salah. رضوا أن يكون مع الخوالف. خوالف here those who are remained behind. They didn't join the army. يختلفون again يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم behind them. خلفهم behind. مختلف اختلفوا خلائف. واختلاف الليل والنهار change the day and the night. So all means either replace each other or come in the back of each other, or they are deputizing Khalifa. Umar was Khalifa, Abu Bakr was Khalifa. So you go back to the ayah. Allah Azza wa Jal said, Inna ja'ilun fil ardi Khalifa. So the Khalifa could be representing Allah Azza wa Jal. Because he said to Dawood, Ya Dawood, Inna ja'alnaka Khalifatan fil ard. Allah appointed Dawood a Khalifa. The Muslim elected Khalifa Abu Bakr. So, Ja'ilun fil ardi Khalifa could be that he is representing Allah, like many people understand it this way, or could be Khalaif because he will be reproducing himself and he will be replaced by his son, his grandson. We have a proverb in Syria, Man khallaf ma mat. The one who have children, he doesn't die. Because if he dies, his son, may Allah bless your father, he was really, and we know his grandfather and things like that. Yeah. So Khalifa قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء. Are you going to create on earth the one who will mischief on earth and shed blood? Now, the person, they are obviously here the malaika. Now tafsir differ now. Tafsir say malaika saw the shayateen fighting each other, the jinn. What's against that? Well, it's not shayateen. Why it's not shayateen?
They don't have blood.
Yeah, they don't have blood. They go through the human, like the blood goes through the arteries, but they are not blood. They are not flesh and blood, like they haven't got blood yet. So obviously here there might be either creatures before us, similar to us. It might be the animals. They thought they fight each other. But animals are not Khalifa. They're not. They haven't got their insight. They haven't got their consciousness. So it could be that it's the human who were not sons of Adam. It could be people before us. So this is if you go to the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, كما أنشأناكم من ذرية قوم آخرين. So Allah Azza wa Jalla gave us that if we do a mess around, Allah will take us away and replace us by ذريتي probably. I don't get a response from the computer, and if there's the slightest missing in the word, probably there. I like to bring the ayah so you know what I'm talking about. We'll probably have to stop here. وجعلنا ذرية بعضهم من بعض ذرية من حملنا وآتنا من حملنا ذريتهم رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة. أولئك الذين So the real children of Adam here. Yeah, here the ayah. وربك الغني ذو الرحمة إن يشأ يذهبكم, O mankind, O sons of Adam, and he will bring a replacement to you, as he brought you a replacement to the remain of other people. So the remain of other people, which is what? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, zinc, iron. it's unlikely we are brought back from the people who died because they died with their sperms and eggs and things. We're not actually like cloned from them. So we are different. We are sons of Adam. So if sons of Adam mess about, Allah will take them and bring others who might not be like us. What you're saying here? Reacted. Okay. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Are you asking me to stop? I had a message from you, Talha. Right. I actually want to show you this presentation probably the 10 times I've shown it to you. And I just want to convince you to come on board and help me change the world.
Start revolution.
Yeah. SMITR. Stop money. Yeah, let me start this first. And I have to do a lot of stopping and starting, I'm afraid.